must be a miracle, or I did something right, because I'm about to tell you in this video how I managed to reverse my diabetes and high blood pressure, uh, which of course I've inherited from my parents. Go figure. I never inherited a house or a car or anything, or a lot of money, but I got diabetes and high blood pressure, which is great. Thanks a lot. Um, my dad passed away last year in September due to his unmanaged high blood pressure. He ended up having a massive stroke, and it killed him. It took him away pretty much within seconds. So obviously, I don't want to run into the same situation. But my silliness, what I did is about the same time, right after my dad passed away, um, I had split up with my ex-girlfriend, and she decided to take away my health plan. She works at Aviva Insurance, and they have health insurance through the company. And so I was on the plan while we were together, and as soon as she moved out, she decided to cut me off. I mean, she didn't. It wasn't costing her anything to keep me on there, but just because there's a reason why they're called exes, and she decided to be a complete cunt. She decided to cut me off, and then I was so pissed off, I just didn't even bother going out to get my own health plan or replacing my uh, high blood medication or diabetes medication. I just kind of decided to stop taking and see what happens. And my blood pressure, of course, started to go up through the roof. It ended up being at about 210 over 190, which is not good because it's supposed to be 120 over 70, I believe, or 80 at the most. And so I lived with that for a while, and wouldn't you know it, in December I suffered a minor stroke, which didn't cause any damage. Anything that was caused was temporary. Within 2 weeks, it was gone, and I recovered from it pretty quickly. So then I started taking my medication again, and then I moved here, and I brought a whole bunch of medications with me. But of course they ran out. Then I bought some more medications after a visit at the doctor when I was back in Sandangan, and of course they ran out, and they ran out at the most inopportune time, because I'm broke. I don't have any money to go to the doctor. I know the doctor's visit's going to be at least 250 to 500, plus the medication is going to be about 1500, money which I don't have, thanks to my asshole criminal son that stole my retirement money. So I just couldn't afford to take those, and I thought, well, instead of taking medication, let's see if I can manage this on my own, the natural way. And I did a little bit of reading, and hang on, I smell something burning. Hold on a sec. Yeah, of course, somebody left on the electrical burner on my stove, and somebody put a pot of cooked rice on top of it, and that thing turned red hot, and it burnt the shit out of the rice in the bottom of the pot. So somebody's gonna not be happy with me tonight. Anyway, before I get my blood pressure a lot higher, let's go on with this rant here. So I found out that malunggay, which is also called moringa, it's a kind of a small leaves like that on a branch that's got like hundreds of them there, so you can just sweep them out, and you boil them, you put them in soups, and then that thing is, another one of those magical cure that cures a lot of things at once. And so I use that a lot, and also the uh, ampalaya, which is I don't have any of them lying around here, and I'll show them to you in the next video that I do. Or you can look it up. It's ampalaya, Amplaya, or also it's called bitter gourd. It looks like a long English cucumber like that, and it's about that thick. And you cut it in half. You scrape the seeds on the inside. You chop it up finely, like you would chop cucumber if you were to make salad, and then you dump that in the pan with oil and onions that you sauteed. You saute them together, and then you crack a few eggs on top, and you eat that for breakfast. And it's a little bit bitter. I'm not gonna say it takes away all the bitterness, but apparently the secret to it is to slice it as thin as you can, like paper thin. The thinner they are, the less bitter they will taste. But that thing apparently it's a miracle cure for diabetes. So I eat a lot of that now, and anyway, so I didn't even think of it. I just noticed that I didn't feel the symptoms of diabetes and high blood pressure. And a lot of people will tell you, oh no, you'll never feel that. It's a silent killer. Well, if you've had it for a while, and if it's out of control, then you will feel it. And there are certain things that you will feel when you got the diabetes, like high blood sugar or high blood pressure. I'll tell you that in a different video. But anyway, for now, I decided to check my blood pressure a few days back, and it was down to 113 over 73. And I thought, wow, without medication, I haven't been taking medication in months. Like, it's got to be at least 3 or 4 months that I haven't taken it. And honestly, I was expecting my head would blow off, my shoulders, but it just, nothing happened. It just went down and down and down. And same with the diabetes. I measured it, and it's on the high end of normal. So I'm still working on that one. And so I'm telling you, if you guys want to, if you got these diseases that apparently can't be cured, well, apparently they can, because it worked on me. And then I went to the pharmacy and I asked them to take my blood pressure and blood sugar, and they checked it, and yes, it was where it was supposed to be. My tea water is boiling. I'll be right back. So I'm taking ginger ginger tea right now, because apparently that helps a lot with my cough. And if you got a chest infection or something like that, that should kind of cure it. And it has been getting better. It's not gone yet, as you can tell. I'm still coughing, but 2 days ago it got so bad that I've lost my voice completely. I couldn't talk. I tried, but it just wasn't working. So thank God that this is working. So that, between that and the calamansis, um, I'm gonna find the calamansis. Oh, there they are. So between the ginger and the calamansis, it works like a miracle. These are calamansis. They are like a key lime, but much smaller, and it's the crust. It tastes like a mixture between a lime and a, a mandarin orange, and apparently they're very good for you, very healthy, and here they use them in their cooking. There are no, you can't buy lemons here at all. I've never seen one yet. You can buy limes. I bought limes and they are good, but lemons, forget it. And I don't know why, because they're a plant that grows in the tropical climates or Mediterranean. I know they grow in Greece and Middle East and France and Spain, but here I don't know if they don't grow here or people just don't care for them. I really don't know. So I'm squeezing some of these in my tea because I'm hoping that if I keep at it, eventually my cough will go away. I tell you the truth, I don't really like to take medications that involve chemicals in it because sometimes those things they're worse. The result is worse than what the cure is supposed to be. So I don't believe in them. So here we go. We got calamansi. I put 3 calamansis in there. I'm gonna go get myself a spoon to stir it up a little bit. Ginger has been put in there in thin slices, and I just poured hot water over it. And then we will enjoy the tea. And there are a number of native recipes here of different foods that employ excuse me, they employ a lot of very healthy what do you call those super veggies or super fruits or whatever, and and greens, and the soup itself, it takes like a shitload of those vegetables, and I'm sure that they've had something to do with this because when I was in Canada, I wasn't eating those, and if I quit my medication, it it just my blood pressure went rampant, and here it's gone down. So I don't know. It's like I'm not trying to promote some miracle cure or booga booga sort of technology here. It's not. It's just this stuff that I've been eating, and it's good, and I'm eating. I don't eat bread because there's no bread. I mean, you can buy bread here, but it's sweet, and I hate it. I don't like that. I'm gonna be baking a bread tonight, and that's gonna be good. But rice, that's it. And we eat rice like at least 3 times a day, and my blood sugar is not high because of it. But I'm sure it's because of the rest of the vegetables and plants that we eat here that apparently they counter the insulin resistance, and it makes it easier on your body, or it reactivates your pancreas that produces the insulin to go to work. Basically, that's what I'm thinking. I've done a lot of studying on diabetes. I'm not an expert at it. I should be, I guess, because I have it. But it's good. I'm feeling great, except for my coughing. I don't have any problems. And every now and then, when I get bit by some critters on my body, and I don't like that either. But maybe if I eat garlic, lots of it, then I'm gonna smell so bad that even the insects don't want me. Mm. Damn, that's sour. Ooh, I didn't even put any sugar in there. And now to help my coughing situation, I'm gonna light a stick. There we go. Yeah, these don't help at all. Kind of makes it worse. But, oh well, it's another addiction that you have to feed. Yeah. So, in conclusion, yeah, I've managed to do this on my own without doctor's help or any uh, witch doctor that prescribes a whole bunch of herbs and tinctures and something that has an lizard tail floating in it or a fish eyeball or something like that. It's just natural stuff that grows here. And if you don't have access to it in your backyard, you can go to the market and pick it up for really cheap because they got it everywhere like this. The ampalaya, you can grow it. We don't have it here because we just moved and we don't have a garden set up yet, but I will soon and we will grow ampalaya because we saved the seeds from the old ones or the ones that we ate and we're drying them now and I'm gonna have to dig the garden. And oh yeah, there's my bride and there's the little girl. What's your name? Yeah, she doesn't know. She's camera shy. Oh well, eventually she'll have to quit the camera shy. Having a daddy with uh, bad habits such as recordings and self-recordings and videotapings and all that. I'm gonna try to get Grace to come on camera tonight and see if we can do an interview with her on what she thinks of foreigners and a relationship with the foreigner and what's the relationship with the foreigner like and what do they want from a foreigner really and how they are dealing with us because I'm sure we're not easy to deal with. I mean, we're just spoiled pricks from the West and we want everything perfect and no, we just want everything and when we're missing something we're whiners. When we get sick we're whiners and criers and they're just tough, you know. They don't have money, well they tough it out and that's it. Or they go and they borrow from the neighbor or their relatives and deal with it. And that's how they live. And it's she's not bitching at me because I don't have any money. She's trying to help me as much as I can. She knows my situation, and she's hoping that somehow God is going to help us get through this, and hopefully I can get my money from my son and my container with all my goodies, so that we can have my things and we can use them, and we don't have to go out and buy new stuff again. We don't even own a TV, so the only thing that I have is a laptop, a motorcycle, a sofa bed, and and the oven. That's it. Other than that, nothing. So I've been living like this. Oh, I got some dishes and forks and knives and all that, but you know what I mean. It's we're not living here in the lap of luxury yet. It's a very comfortable life, and and I love it. It's great. Believe it or not, it's I don't need all the fancy stuff that I used to have in Canada and lots of cars and trucks and 4x4 and big motorcycle and all that. It's great as long as I have her and my dogs. I'm doing great, and possibly part of the high blood situation that went down is because of the fact that I've way lowered my stress. There isn't really a lot of stress here, other than the fact that there's no money. There, there's no stress. We don't have. What's that for, babe?
It's water.
Oh, I got one here.
It melt because it's over.
Okay. She brought me water. Actually, it's ice. We put water in these bottles and stick them in the freezer, and they freeze, and then we bring them out like half hour before we need to consume it, and it turns into really cold water with a big iceberg of ice in the middle of it, and it stays cold like that for at least another hour or so, and it works better than making ice and keep putting ice cubes in your drink and all that. Like, who needs that, eh?
Hey, Nelly, get juice big.
What?
Huh? You make your own juice.
I squeeze some calamansi.
How many calamansi?
Three.
No, not three. Make it seven.
Seven.
Yeah. Did you put sugar too?
No,
Oh, you should.
I had the ginger in there.
Make it six because it's big.
Make it six because it's big.
Make it six.
Sex.
Yeah, not seven.
Ah, she's hilarious too.
Make it six, not seven.
Yeah. She takes care of me. She's very good. She just went
Yes, I
to
did.
the calendaria because I forgot to bring dog food today. They have all these table scraps there and bones and stuff that they collect off of the plates, and instead of throwing them away, they feed it to their own dogs and they share with us. We bring to our own dogs here. That way we don't have to buy dog food. They hate the dog food here anyway. They can't stand it. And I used to buy pieces of pork, which is pretty expensive if you're buying like 2-3 kilos every 2-3 days for your dogs, because you're looking at a minimum of 150 pounds per kilo, and we usually buy 2 or 3, so you're looking at 450. So that's 450 peso. How much is that?
What?
My math is not working. 450 peso. How many dollars is that?
450 peso, it seems like $10. 10.
450 divided
Are
by
you
4.
a Canadian?
11.25.
Because you need a Canadian dollar, not US dollar.
Yes.
That's why 11. Maybe if US, that is 9 only.
Yeah. So, anyway, $11 seems really cheap, but here it seems like a lot because it's 450, and my rent is 1,500, so that's basically a third or fourth of my rent. So you just yeah, my rent here is 37.50 a month, $37. Yeah. And I've done the video already. I'm just trying to figure out how to download it onto my laptop, and then I'll have to upload it onto YouTube here. But you'll see, it's not a palace or anything, but it's comfortable for us. It's big enough, and it's not a wood house. It's a concrete house, so we're not worried about the thing falling on top of us or anything. And our landlord actually is even nice enough that he said he's getting Globe Wi-Fi, and he's willing to split it with us in half. So that way I don't have to pay 2,000 peso a month. It'll be like 1,000. But then I'll have all the internet that I want at high speed. And so I'll never. You guys have to give me shit if I don't post any videos. I have no excuse because then I'll have internet. And you guys can't get away with not requesting something, some videos that I know I can do. We can go around in the country here, show you what the houses of the poor people look like, show you the better houses, show you what the village looks like, and what the sari stores look like, and Grace's cousin, he's a vulcanizer. In case you're wondering, those are the people who fix your flat tires, and he does that right out of his house. In front of his house, he's got a little shop, and basically it's just a cover over the dirt there, and that's where his business shows up, and he fixes flat tires for all of his customers, and that's how he makes a living. And yeah, there's many other things he could be doing, but he seems to be good at it, and he enjoys it, and it's not a hard job, and apparently it pays pretty well too. So he's a vulcanizer. But anyway, I rambled on enough here. I'm gonna close this one down, and when she's ready for me, I will try to talk her into yakking into the camera herself, and give you some pointers on Filipinas, and what it's like to be a Filipino with a foreigner, or what it's like to be a Filipino without the foreigner, and why they're looking for one, and blah blah blah. So anyway, we'll catch you in a few minutes. Bye.